Even though I've been given a lot of different accommodations and supports throughout my years, it's only through the advocacy that I've been able to accomplish anything that I've been doing. Hello, my name is Chanthen. I'm currently a senior and I will be graduating in December 2023. For my visual impairment, I cannot see, but I've never known what it has been like to be able to see. So I always thought my vision was fine the way it was. I didn't think that it was an issue. I first got connected with DBVI around age 14. It stands for the Department for the Blind and Vision Impaired. They've essentially worked with students with low vision, no vision, deafblind, generally improve the lives of students for those who need Braille or if we needed enlarged print. We ended up engaging through a caseworker who suggested the robotics camp. That definitely influenced me. I met people who had visual impairments, and the mentors who guided us during that program also had visual impairments. I knew several within that community who had masters or a doctorate. That kind of gave me some inspiration and motivation to become even more self-driven, to advocate for myself and push forward through any of the stresses that I have. I realized that right then and there I had the choice to either hang out in the common area playing with the other visually impaired folks, or to go and hang out in my room and play games and isolate myself. I chose instead to go socialize, and it made a world of difference. The following summer I came back as a mentor, and then the following year I worked as a mentor for that program. Those experiences definitely inspired me. I went over there to learn about how to program. From there, I went on to discover that I didn't much care for the science, technology, engineering, and mathematics, so I decided to go for a film major instead. So that's when I started looking within Virginia to see which schools offered the best cinema program, and that's when I discovered VCU, and so I started applying. Throughout the interview process, they asked me to put together a film on who I am or a personal touching story, so I talked about my visual impairment, which is a nystagmus. That means rapid movement of the eyes. I see my own vision the way only I can, and so if no one else tells anyone else that, no one's gonna know. And so you're your biggest advocate. You need to be able to sit up and say, hey, I can't see this, or hey, something's different, it's moving around too much. I happen to have ADHD, which makes me tend to lose focus if not interested in a subject, or I tend to zone out or overthink things a lot. That's why I tend to need preferential seating, because I need to sit up right at the classroom so that I feel the instructor is talking to me. Self-advocacy had to come through with the DBVI, where I went off to the robotics camp and I met and talked with other visually impaired people. That kind of broke the mentality that I had previously, that I was the only person who had experience with being visually impaired. And that showed me that I wasn't alone. So that helped me realize that I needed to advocate for myself. I don't think I would have been able to succeed the way that I have without disclosing my disability. I have to thank my parents for being such amazing advocates for my ADHD diagnosis, my visual impaired diagnosis. They supported me through all that and the various journeys and steps along the way that I've had to face. You have to take that first step. I know it may be terrifying, I know it may be scary beyond any belief, but you have to take it, and the first step just leads to another, and eventually you're running into a bright and wonderful future.
The VCU Center on Transition Innovations is funded by the Virginia Department of Education.